or share it. I'd like to get the lyrics for this.
They're good. Vigilante song.
It's awesome.
My wife will be telling me to put out my gun any minute now.
You should do it before she tells you. Okay, cool. I was wondering what the fuck. You ever have go-go dancers for your shit?
No.
That would be wild.
Happily married men.
Well, you know, they're just dancers. Can you dig it? Who wants to party? Right? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Have you figured out what the good volume level is for here?
This.
Yeah, I guess so.
Build it. You've got full control.
Oh.
Let it play.
Ah,
Oh, okay. No, that's good.
No, you know, step in.
All right. This is the greatest show on earth. I am getting like blown out. Where the fuck is the light coming from? We're in the shade, right?
I'm illuminated.
You look good.
I'm
You look good.
illuminated.
I'm all right. I'm okay. If you're just tuning in, this is TAXITV. We are broadcasting live from Orange County, California at 1 p.m. The temperature feels like a nice 65, late 70s.
65 and a half.
65 degrees, man. We are in the middle of winter. It feels great. It feels great.
And the AC's on.
We got the AC on.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. You?
I'm fully vented.
There you go. I told you we'd have Dagger from Mono Deluxe here in the mobile studio. And we're basically just going to hang out and talk about what's happening with the band, right?
Yeah.
Invite you to all kinds of things down the pipe.
Yeah, it's coming.
You got a few shows.
Yeah. We're playing with this is, for us, it's a big deal. We're playing with Danko Jones on Saturday night. Gallagher's, Huntington Beach. With Junkyard, who all those cats I've known longer than some of you have been alive.
I've seen Junkyard with you guys at Mink Dagger.
The very last Mink Dagger show before any of the reunion shows was a Junkyard situation.
Right.
Yeah.
I was there. I think it was in March 4th or something like that. My birthday.
Yeah. And last night I saw him at a restaurant and I wasn't happy with the service. So I think there's something going on with Junkyard.
What?
But, no, it was all right. No, we're good dudes. And then
yeah. The happy birthdays are coming in.
Thanks.
You're comfortable with it, right?
Yeah.
55 years old. This guy's fucking ripping up stages north of the Rio Grande.
I'll fucking race you. How's that?
Hey, man, 55 years old, still rocking the free world. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't golf.
Yeah.
I don't
that
golf.
kills you, right?
I don't golf, so I got to do something, and this is what I dig doing, So
that's so cool, man.
Stay in the arts, it'll keep you young, or appearance of youngness.
Yeah.
Happy
birthday, my love.
Thank you, babe.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're playing with Danko Jones. It was for my birthday. They had us on the list, so we went down to the Viper Room and we're hanging out with Danko and JC and Rich, and hanging out with some cats I hadn't seen in a while. You know, Johnny Martin from LA Guns, and the Junkyard Cats, and Jimmy James, who
nice,
you know, plays in the Hangman.
Yeah, they got a big show coming up.
Yeah, we're playing with them. Actually,
you got on the bill.
Yeah, we got.
Well, hey, maybe my little put fucking hoe on. God damn it.
Might have been. They're doing Corn Fed and Speed Buggy at the Prospector in Long Beach. The night before, they're doing L.A. with us and Speed Buggy.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be cool.
So you're on that bill.
So that'll be fun, yeah.
Speed Buggy, fucking A, man.
Yeah.
They're fucking hardcore.
In the Hangman, and that's like just they're getting ready to go to Europe. And I remember I'm texting with Georgie and...
Take me with you!
Oh, no.
Would you go?
No. I mean...
Would you be able to?
Yeah. I mean...
Fuck, that's awesome, right?
But I was telling Georgie's playing with The Hypnotics, which is a band from mid to late 80s in England, who were a giant influence on me. And I was talking to Jimmy James about them last night, and we were both going on and on about the fucking Hypnotics.
That's so cool.
And so it's Jim Jones and a guy named Ray Hansen, who's like turbo distortion fucking master, and Jim Jones, who was from the Jim Jones Review, and Jim Jones and the Righteous Mind. But before all of that shit, they had a band called The Hypnotics, THEE Hypnotics, and it was amazing. They equal elements of the Stooges and the Jimi Hendrix Experience and the Seeds,
rad,
and the MC5. So obviously, shit I dig, you know, and so Georgie's gonna tear it up.
How long is that tour of theirs? What do they say?
I don't know. I think it's, you know, I know it's over 2 weeks, and I think it's just, you know, a sign of things to come for those cats.
That's so cool.
I think they're going back over there later, so.
I'm surprised they didn't get on the new Super Sucker show. You see that fucking shit?
They've got fucking most of them, you know. They let somebody else give it, else a chance.
They just came back from being on tour with the Super Suckers, and the Super Suckers just announced their tour dates.
Yeah.
Holy cow, dude, that's exhausting.
Yeah. Well, they've been getting in work. I mean, Eddie was sick for a while, so they're getting,
making it up, right?
Yeah, they're making up for lost time.
That's
and getting
awesome.
Out there, and people are digging them.
Touring bands, that's a touring band right there, the Super Suckers band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on. So, what's happening for what time do you guys go on Saturday?
9 sharp. Get there early because it's only 3 bands, and it's like they're going 9, us, Junkyard 10, Danko Jones 11, and they say it's sold out. But me knowing Tucker, if you show up and you got 20
money,
bucks,
how much is the
$20
door?
bucks? He might give you the old swift handshake, and
you
you can probably find your way in there. So, but I know, like, you know, if you want to buy it online, I think it's over.
Yeah.
I was telling Danko last night, you notice it's the only show that it's sold out.
Oh yeah, because
it had to be something. Had to be something we did.
Well, you're the local band. Junkyard's from LA, right? Those guys are from LA.
Yeah, they're from all over the place.
Okay,
but they were one of those Sunset Strip bands.
Oh yeah.
But
if you are listen, if you are kind of like on the fence about going to Gallagher's tomorrow, let me assure you it's a real easy place to hit. Yeah. You go to the parking structure across the street and you pay $5 all night. Don't worry about the meters. Just go to the structure. It's plenty of parking.
Yeah.
$5 and then you walk in.
And if you get there early enough, there's parking around. You know what I mean? That's what I always do.
Yeah.
I always get there early and
well, you got to be there before 9.
Well, yeah. I'm going to get there quite a bit earlier than that.
Yeah,
I got to set up and get psychologically ready, and
I've got a few things going on tomorrow.
Put the explosives in appropriate places.
If I can make it, I will be there.
What?
Hey, I'm telling you, dude.
What?
Oh, you want me to be there now? Okay.
Well, who's you gotta
now you okay. I'll see you tomorrow. How about that?
Yeah, you gotta film it, man. Who's gonna document this shit?
Okay, now you got
my job now.
We've been
Anything
invited.
Else you want me to do? You want me to pick your fucking lotto numbers?
Hey, babe, you hear that, Miss Menace?
Yeah.
We are. We're on the list. Just fucking with you. Hey, now we're on the list, right?
Oh man.
Okay, so you were about to play something else. What you got brewing in there?
Well, you were telling me you were gonna ask me.
You want to do that first?
Well,
okay. So this is what's going on. Okay, everybody knows the OC Weekly is gone. Okay. There's no more publication. I've never even been online for the OC Weekly page. Never been online.
No, I like it in the analog form.
I used to love the Thursday fucking calendar and see who got written up.
Yeah.
That's gone. And everybody loved...
Take that, Rich Kane.
Yeah. Oh, remember him? He was so fun.
He was a pleasant gentleman.
Everybody loved Best of OC Weekly.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I want to congratulate our friend Bigsby from All Right Spider for being voted the best indie band in Orange County. And they're good working band.
And
man.
Ironically, that's who I was getting ready to play next.
Fuck, cool.
I just kind of met these guys online. Really, really cool band. Really, really interesting. Not your typical OC band. They're not like trying to do hardcore or be Social Distortion or any of that stuff. They remind me a lot of the, I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember this shit, but the 4AD bands, Beggar's Banquet, what people back then used to call post-punk, early 80s. And he's a stylish, girly man and an exquisite dancer.
Yeah.
And they got a really, really good album. They're getting a lot of props right now, and it's rightfully deserved. This is a song from their last release, I believe. They always got new shit coming out, so it's hard to keep track. And it's not in my price wage to buy everything they have, but I'm fond of them, and I'm really fond of this song. This is from their album. This is All Right Spider, and this is called Mr. Sleek.
Mr. Sleek. That's their single, I think. You're pushing it.
Trying, brother.
Free record for Ho.
Thank you. The whole band's fucking awesome.
Good time, yeah.
Something like that.
If you're just tuning in, this is Taxi TV. We just played, or Ho just played, Mr. Sleek by All Right Spider.
Yeah, them boys are good.
Right.
And you talk a mean game, but you ain't got me a show yet. And that's the second time I played your song on this deal. So let's work this shit out, son.
Hey, I think they're playing at the Prospect.
I realized that.
Oh, shit.
I realized. Duly noted. But we ain't played with them yet.
Bigsby was my neighbor back in the day, late, mid-90s when I lived in Newport. Used to be in a band called Radar, dude. They used to get crazy, too.
Yeah.
I believe his singer's name's Kevin, man. He was badass. You know, one of the dudes that would just fucking, like, visual artist singer.
Yeah.
What else you got, Ho?
Well, I mean, we're playing with Danko Jones on Saturday. It would probably be appropriate to play something by Danko Jones.
There you go.
If you're not familiar with these cats, they're from Canada. I was introduced to them by a cat named Dragon from the Helicopters and the Backyard Babies. We did a series of shows with those guys in the late 90s, early 2000s. And we were always talking music and working on it. Yeah, thanks.
Silver Lake Lounge.
He's like, what are you listening to? And I go, I don't know, I'm listening to you. He goes, what are you listening to? He goes, oh, Jose, you have to hear Danko Jones. And so he said, yeah, and he said they're unbelievable. So it was when I think this is their second album. It was called Born a Lion. And I was in, and I've been, like I said, I've been going to see those guys since the early 2000s, easy. And when I first would go see them, there wasn't a ton of people there, so big old freaky looking Munsters motherfucker, they remember me. So, and I talk to them, I'm nice to them, I buy their shit. And so I became friends with those guys. And man, it was funny, I was talking to JC last night, because you finally got a gig. I think it took us 18 years.
There you go, man.
But we're finally playing with them. This is a song actually off their first record. They don't make bad records. They're a trio like Mono Deluxe, so we have a lot of brethren and belief in one another, and a little bit in common. We're trying to accomplish similar goals with similar tools. But this is a song off their first album. This is Danko Jones, and this is called Cadillac, and you're gonna like it.
There you go. Down.
Yeah.
We're going.
Get it out. Keep the back seat below. I like to drive up front. And when we're making out, I keep your boy in the trunk. I lick it when you're licking ice cream. It gets all over the upholstery. Don't like it hot, I like it soft, so I can lick it off. And when it's midnight and I'm about to drive by, you gotta kiss me on my cheek before we say goodbye. Drive me home. I bought a white Cadillac. I bought it off my mom and dad. They said don't forget the case, so you can get it out. I keep the back seat below. I like to drive up front. And when we're making out, I keep your boyfriend in the trunk.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling, because this is something a little bit newer. That's off their first record. This is off a couple of records ago. It's called Code of the Road.
All right.
It's funny because, you know, he's heard our stuff. He's like, man, if you guys can get to Europe, you're going to they'll go crazy. So that's what we're working on now. It's like, I don't really even care about the States.
Well, you got a driver.
Pyrotechnics right there. Boom!
It's a trio.
Yeah.
That's better.
You should.
We're going tomorrow, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Game over. Yeah, that's a three-piece out of I believe Toronto, Canada. They don't spend a lot of time there, but they're called Danko Jones. If you get an opportunity to see them,
Saturday
I'm telling
night.
you, they're you know, to my eyes, they're one of the best rock and roll bands in the world. You know, it's like the Copters and them and a couple other bands, and they're legit. And you know, they play Gallagher's.
That's
in
a
Huntington
tiny
Beach
bar
here,
too, yeah.
and then they go over to, you know, Europe. They just did a whole tour with Volbeat where they played arenas, and in Scandinavia, they're nearly as big as the Helicopters. That's really where they got their grounding, and they spend most of their time in Europe. They don't play here a lot, but you know, just because a whole lot of fuckers don't like them, don't mean they ain't good. You know, that's the other thing is sometimes you just got to think for yourself and back away from that sheep
Big time.
mentality and just like what you like.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, I think more than anything else, the people in the arts, it's like one of the biggest indicative and necessary elements is bravery. And it's something that right now in this world, we don't have a lot of. And we need more of. You know, people should be braver. People should, you know, explore quality and explore good bands and hunt for that shit like you did when you were a kid. We're in a society where everything's right at your fingertips, and because of that, you think nothing of it. And it's a mistake. And it's a mistake a lot of people are making. So there's some really fucking good bands out there.
Yeah.
You should be a little bit more inquisitive.
Come outside,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah,
beautiful out there.
Yeah, it's not all Dickies and pullovers and Vans. You know, that shit's cool, but there's other stuff out there. You know what I mean? You know, just to explore stuff. You know, not just listen to the same 4 bands and a bunch of bands that sound just like them. You know, maybe you don't need to be so comfortable.
There you go. I'm so glad you brought this up, because being in the arts, being an entertainer, you know, your voice matters. Okay?
It's something that I go through. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, quite honestly, it's like, you know, I was in a band, the Mink Daggers, that, you know, it took us 5 years, really, to get grounding. And unfortunately, just when we started rolling, the band kind of broke up. And now, you know, people want that. Well, right now that's not happening. You know, so it's like I'm doing something now. It's a little different, and it's not Mink Daggers. You know, I apologize, but it's fucking good. You know
it's
what
good.
I mean? And
Mono Deluxe is rad, dude.
You know, and again, it's just like we're in a situation where I'm not trying to be a punk rocker. You know what I mean? It's like I'm influenced by that stuff, but I don't need your titles. I don't want to be in your club. I want to do my thing. You know. I like the UK subs. I like fucking UFO. I don't care what you think about that. And those are 2 really good quality bands. They're different. So it's like the punk rockers think we're too rock and roll. And the rock and roll guys think we're too punk rock. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things like, well, if you just thought about it and just like made your own judgment and weren't worried about if the dude next to you thought it was cool, you could just dig it. You know what I mean? And that's not just happening to me. It's happening to a lot of stuff. There's a lot of meaningful artists that are just kind of sitting on the sidelines making, you know, trying to make a contribution. It's like they're throwing the ball. All you got to do is fucking catch it. You know what I mean? So it's, I hate to moan on about that, but it's a little irritating.
You're passionate about it.
It's a little irritating, man. You know, you got to give people a chance. You know, I mean, people have been good to me, and I do all right. But, you know, I also go see bands that I really love, like Danko Jones, and, you know, it's not happening anymore, but, you know, 10 years ago, there was 15 people there. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Shouldn't be going on.
Okay, so we were talking about the OC Weekly being gone.
Yeah, it is.
And the best of. So we decided, you know what we decided? We decided to start here at TAXITV a little best of. And when we bring people in with knowledge, experience, and flavor, we're going to ask them, what do you think the best of is? You ready?
I'll try.
Okay.
I might not give you a single answer. I might go multiple choice on it.
This is just what he just touched on. What do you think the best of is in this area, so that it'll give somebody maybe a different point of view?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. We made up a little list of things that would influence or that people are looking for, okay? We want to know what Ho thinks about who or where the best local venue is in Orange County. What do you think, Ho? You played in a lot of venues. In Orange County, what do you think?
The problem is that right now it's kind of limited. It's kind of limited. Some of my best my venues that I look back with the most fondness aren't there anymore. Because cats like you don't go to them.
Don't go.
You know, you're at home watching the 3rd season of Game of Thrones.
What do you think? Where do you think is the best venue right now to play?
I love the Wayfair. I've only played there once.
The Wayfair is Bigsby's home away from home?
Yeah, I've only played there once. We played there with Cornfed and Wank back in the Mink Daggers, and I love that place. I haven't been back, but I love that place. I mean, I love the Doll Hut. I love Gallagher's, you know.
There's a lot of elements, absolutely.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, a venue. The Wayfair's got like a proper stage and proper sound. Yeah. And some room for some people. So, you know, my experience there was great. That was one of my favorite places to play. I haven't played there a bunch.
Dealing with all these people, sometimes you get, you know, like bad vibes from owners, promoters. Right now, who do you think the best person to deal with right now? The club promoter or the club owner? Who do you think?
Yeah, this might surprise some people, but I think the guy that's been really, really good to me, especially from the Mono Deluxe side of stuff, is Scott Tucker.
Oh shit! Look at that.
He's been fantastic to me.
Scott Tucker coming on up.
Yeah, no, you know, he's been great. And I know there's people that may have had issue with him in the past, but I got nothing but good things to say about Scott. He you know, when you ask him a question, he answers it. When you play for him, he pays you. You know, without him, we wouldn't be on. You know, Danko Jones helped us get on the show too, but Scott had to agree to that.
Oh, shit.
So, you know, it was a cooperative thing, and he's been very cooperative with me. I've had real good experience with him, especially since, you know, more so with Mono Deluxe, because in Mink Daggers I didn't necessarily deal with him so directly, and in Mono Deluxe I deal with him very directly, and he's been very, very good to me. So he's really great. You know, Mac over at the Dollhut's been good to me.
Mac,
you know, I don't know a ton of cats. You know, I mean, there's like I said, there's a few, if you know of a venue that we haven't played, you know, let me know. But you know, like I said, I'd love to play the Wayfarer. Hey, Bixby, how do you do that?
Well, he knows the owner.
Yeah, no, I do not.
Scott Tucker is the promoter for the SoCal Hoedown.
Yeah,
dude. Now that's gonna be interesting, right?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. There's some really good corn-feds on there, so I'm real happy for those cats.
I say we vote. If you're tuning in, if you're watching this, send Scott Tucker a message saying, "Let's get Mono Deluxe on the bill." How about that? Now that would be cool. I think that would be a good show for you.
Yeah, I've only done it once. We did it with Mink Daggers, and it was.
Was that in Santa Ana?
Yeah, we got to play. What was that? The big venue, the inside thing. For the first.
The Yost Theater.
Yeah, we got to play on that
inside
stage. That was.
The Yost Theater
was
fun.
I remember.
Gaslamp is where you need to play next.
I was talking to Frank Meyer, and they went on before we did, and it's a big ass stage. You know what I mean? And
that's a big stage.
He was like, "Hey, man, that's a big stage. You're gonna be all right." I'm like, "Shh, I'm gonna be real fucking good on that."
Eat it up, yeah.
It was great, man. It was like you could actually fucking run. There was enough room where you could build up speed, and I was running from side to side. You know what I mean? It was like that was something else.
All right, how about best sound man out there? Who's the best sound man that you know?
The guy that I always, and he's been Mike Mart. He was the guitar player and Tex and the Horseheads, and I don't think he works for Alex anymore, but he was Alex's guy for a long time. And he always does you right. He always is a little salty, but just a sweetheart of a man, and a guy that I respect. He's one of my elders by a few years, and always looked up to him. And he was always really good to some of my friends, and always good to me, and always respectful to me, and always tells me he likes my music, which will get you on my good side.
Let me tell you, man, when you go see a headlining show, and you know who the headliner is, right? But the sound man refuses to give the opener or supporting bands the same love as the headliner. That sucks. But when you get a good sound man and gives the opener, you know what I'm saying?
That truly is a two-way street, because you gotta realize that when you're, you know, this might be a little technical for somebody who's not in a band, but he's working there too. And you know, you have to be expansive and tell him what you're looking for. And
give me fucking everything you give them.
It's an exchange of data. You know what I mean? And done with civility and compassion and humanity. Try that on. And that's what I always, that's what I try to do to everybody. That's what I try to do when I get my wife something from Del Taco, is treat people with compassion and humanity, and don't worry about how much money they're making, and give them the opportunity to do that for you too. It's something we should do to one another a little more often.
There you go. You played Bigsby's band, All Right Spider.
Yeah.
Who is Dagger's favorite local band right now?
I mean, for a new band, and I know they're not new, but they're new to me. All Right Spider is great, you know, because like I said, they're not trying to be anybody else, you know. They're not trying.
I like that about them too.
No, you know, they're not trying to be Mike Ness Jr. You know, Mike's got that handled. You know,
yeah. Well, Junior's got it handled too.
And Junior's got it handled too. You know, yeah, it's just like it. You know, it's like wow, it's an interesting juxtaposition of different artifacts, and so I love them. Obviously, I love Corn-Fed. Those guys are my brothers, and ton of shows with those guys and know them well. Obviously, I love the Hangmen, and have, you know, for 30 years. So and those guys are my friends. So and Georgie,
of course, everybody loves Georgie.
Yeah, and he's just Beatmaster General. So
we have a lot of friends in bands, and there's a lot of bands out here.
Infamous Stiffs, I like them a lot. I like them a lot, and
we love them.
Yeah, and Zambo playing drums on there.
Yeah.
And Jimmy and Scott.
Scotty is incredible frontman. He's so much
and
fun.
he's a smart guy. You know what I mean? It's nice. It's nice to sit down with a guy in another band. He's a smart guy. It's fun to talk to him. It's interesting. He's an interesting cat.
Out of all the bands that you've played with, which one was your favorite? Who would you give props to?
That we played with. That's
best band to play with. No drama, no BS. Doesn't fuck up your guest list.
That I've played with before?
Well, yeah.
It would be probably the Hangman or Corn-Fed Project.
There you go.
For me. And those bands aren't necessarily just like what I do, but you know what I mean? You don't have to, you know what I mean? It's like, it'd be nice to go to a show and see a band that's more of a hardcore band, and then see a band that sounds more like Rose Tattoo, and then see a band like All Right Spider. And then everybody be okay with it. You know what I mean? That's and that's when I was a kid. That's how shit happened. You know what I mean? And, there's a lot of overlap with bands right now where similar goals, similar approach. I get the goals part. The approach part is where I'm conflicted. I just, it's like I want to see you be the best you, not the best you can do trying to simulate somebody else.
Yeah.
That's how art moves forward. Sorry.
I've played shows with Dagger
for a long time. Yeah.
I love before now. I loved your presence on stage. I mean, I've always thought you're an incredible frontman.
Man,
besides you,
it's serious.
Who
work.
do you think out there is top 5? Frontman. Ooh. I mean, I could give you my top 5, but we want to hear yours.
Well, let me hear yours, and then I'll give you mine. I mean, it might help me.
Okay,
that's tough.
I've always been a fan of Sean Wheeler. Always.
Yeah, no. He's
Sean
fantastic.
Wheeler's front fucking stage is just entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His vocals and his singing and his props, he keeps you entertained, and the photographers love him because he goes through outfits, man.
Yeah.
He's wearing like 3 different outfits.
You never have to guess what color underwear Sean's wearing.
yeah. You'll see it.
He's got a
if you're lucky,
he's
right?
got a vaudevillian heart.
Yeah. Of course, Gabby, everybody knows he's an incredible energy. We loved him. Yeah. Let's see. The Bell Rays Lisa's an incredible front person.
Yeah,
she's fucking badass. I love watching her.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Nice move, Molly.
That was my daughter, Molly. What's crazy is that live it doesn't show any interruption.
Yeah.
But
what it did show was that panic look on your face.
Right. I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
My daughter just called in the middle of us talking about the Bell Rays. I believe it's their 30th year anniversary. They played in Riverside.
Yeah.
Fuck, they rock, man. I love them. All right. I gave you a taste. What do you got?
I love Matthew from Corn-Fed. He's great.
He's awesome. Yeah, I like him.
He's just a warm cat with a big heart and a big voice, and now a big guitar. I love Bigsby from All Right Spider. He's great.
He moves.
He moves. He's unique. He's unique. He don't dance like nobody I ever seen. I love Brian Smalls. Just he's got again, he's kind of like an old soul, and kind of he's just unique. You know what I mean? He's almost like a cross between like. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I mean, there's the real obvious kind of Keith Richards kind of stuff, but Keith don't sing like that. And I don't know, man. It's real tough. it's real tough because the other thing right now is there aren't real Louis. I like Louis from Vultura.
Yeah, Louis, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't leave you out. I just wanted him to say something.
And then I like Snaggle from the Stiffs.
Scotty,
yeah,
old singer from Hollywood Hate, Electric Frankenstein, and Verbal Abuse. Scotty is fucking badass, and he works that stage too, man.
Yeah, you know. But I'm just hoping there's some more cats out there, maybe that are working a little more, doing more of the Max Factor element. You know what I mean? It's just like to see some kind of more theatrical cats and less like working class stuff. It's like. Some people like to go see like artists that are, every man. And I at this point I'm really, I love looking for somebody that's like every planet. You know what I mean? And it's just like a he's not local, but Danko's a fucking commander of the stage.
That's awesome.
Like George C. Scott. You know what I mean? And
I can't wait to
I grew up it's difficult for me because I grew up liking cats like Bowie, and Brian Ferry and Iggy Pop. And to me, one of the guys who worked, he's not a front man, but he's like the best wingman on earth and has been for a long time, is Dragon from Backyard Babies and the Helicopters. And the thing I liked about him is just he fucking works so hard. He just works so hard. He's always in the game. He's never resting. You know what I mean? It's like if you pay him $10, he's giving you 15. And that's the approach I try to give. Is just like, you know what I mean? It's just like I want to make it look difficult because it is. You know what I mean? It's like, you're in there and you're in your slot and you're working it, but man, it's like if you pay $10 to see me, I want you to feel satisfied. You know what I mean?
And listen, man, as a audience participant, I can assure you, okay, not because you're my friend, but I can assure you that anybody that comes to see a Mono Deluxe show gets more than what they paid for. Well, I'll tell you that right now.
And also, I hope they just think that, it's like, wow, that's just like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to give you my viewpoint. I want you to have my perspective.
Everybody loves documentation. There's a lot of guys out there shooting.
I'm a big believer in it.
Who is your favorite photographer?
I like Michael. The Panda's great. I like Bobby Rio, but probably the guy that gets the best pictures of us,
Don White. No, just kidding.
No, is Steve Allen.
Steve Allen coming in strong, dude.
In strong.
Whoa!
And then,
let me give Steve Allen one of these.
Yeah, I like cats who, when they take pictures, you can see that they care, and they're not just trying to get a big series of pictures. And one of these has got to be good. You know what I mean? It's that when they're working, it seems like as though they're thoughtful. And like I said, I love Panda. I love.
Oh, you're tuning in, dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, it's
you made the fucking top, dude.
It's an art. It's an art form. You know what I mean? And some of the people that hold those really expensive cameras don't treat it like that. And it's like there's nothing wrong with treating shit seriously. It's good to have fun. It's good to get into shows for free and hold your big camera and act like a big shot. But man, and Galuli's great. Galuli's great when he does take pictures. I think he's more of a musician now.
I think he only shoots you if you pay him.
Yeah, which doesn't work out great for somebody on my budget. But yeah, I would say the guy that's got at least for Mono Deluxe, the guy that's gotten the best pictures.
I come from the days of film. Set up your own shot first.
Yeah. And then understanding composition quickly.
It's so
you know
cool.
what I mean? And then there's obviously with photography there's the element of luck. But the better position one puts oneself in, the easier it is to attain luck. So,
that is awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Patiently looking for that fucking you know what the best shot is? When you know the band, when you know that kick is coming, when you know that bridge.
Yeah.
That's my suggestion to the photographer.
Steve knows me well.
Yeah. So if you're a photographer, hey, listen to the album, memorize some of those breaks, bridges, pauses, and that's when we get that.
There's also kind of just organic anticipation where you can just feel something's coming.
Well, it's always nice, man.
Yeah.
It's always nice to know something's coming. All right. Obviously, you're a big fashion guy when it comes to style.
Yeah.
Who do you like out there that's putting on a good show and looks sharp?
Ooh, that's something that unfortunately
is missing.
Is in a little bit of a little bit of a deficit. You know what I mean? Like, because again, it's just like we're in a period now where everybody's trying to look very kind of street, and it's a lot of Pendletons and Dickies and Docs and Vans, and that's I dress better than that when I'm cleaning my garage. But I'll tell you, the cat that when Throw Rag played the other day, I didn't see the show, but I saw pictures, and Patrick had on a fabulous white brocade like tuxedo coat that I immediately texted him and go, "That get in there, my son." So he looked great. You know what I mean? And I encourage Patrick to be more of a peacock, because he's a beautiful cat, and fucking do that shit proud, man. Do that shit proud. It's just, again, it's like, do shit with bravery. Right. Oh, yeah, do shit with bravery.
Jim says happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah. Midnight Rapture. You remember them? Tony DeQ?
Yeah.
Midnight Rapture fucking always looks sharp. Tony's always in a vest, that whole look. And he's like good looking, right? So when he wears the fedora.
To me, it's like the bands that kind of are looking cool tend to be more kind of the European bands, of course. And some of the bands, like there's a band from New York called Beechwood, and those cats are beautiful, and they're just great, and they're young and got good hair and wear nice clothes, and I like that shit. I want all of it. Big Rig Dollhouse, always in fashion.
Yeah. Those guys, I love the feather.
More of a 70s vibe.
Dude, talk about not giving a shit. They just do whatever they want. I love them.
They do more kind of a flared thing.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of flares.
Hey, but, he's English.
yeah. That's another band where we've talked for a long ass time about playing shows together.
Hey, we got a call, Rob.
Just hasn't happened.
Yeah. All right. What else you got? You got something to play for us?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There you go. We have just gave you the best of Ho. So if you are looking for the best sound man, the best promoter, the best venue, the best band, hey, he just gave it to you. Patrick was a peacock.
Yeah,
Chiefs Super Bowl ensemble. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was
that high chair, right?
Yeah. That was a reach.
Hey, 50 years later, you win. You gotta applaud. God bless you.
Let me see. I'm trying to find something.
No problem.
Okay,
something. So while he's looking for something to find, how about Valentine's Day at the Redwood Bar with the Guillotines, Screech of Death from Texas, and the Spent Idols. There you go. Nickel Bones 2. 25th year of Old Kid playing Johnny Thunders. Oh, yeah. 25-year-old kid playing Johnny Thunders. Always looks sharp.
Yeah. We played with them when we played with Paul Tellura. Yeah, I like those cats.
Yeah. I love that shit.
You know who's one of my favorite front people that I just remembered? The chick from the Side Eyes.
Oh, fuck.
Fantastic. Greta, yeah.
Oh, fuck. They're playing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the Side Eyes are playing with the Adolescents and the Vulturas.
Yeah.
I think the Side Eyes are playing, excuse me, the Side Eyes are playing with TSOL and the Love Canal.
Yeah.
Love Canal at the matinee Alex's Bar.
Yeah. I saw when we played with the Dead Boys, when Mink Daggers played with the Dead Boys.
Yeah. They played, right?
Yeah, because I know her dad.
And,
and for a long time. And I just went up to her after she was done and just fucking coached her up, man.
Hey, babe, what is Side Eye's girl's name? I don't know if it's not Greta.
No, it's not.
It's not Greta. That's from Well Hung Heart. Her name is something like old fashioned too.
Yeah,
but she's rad.
She was a sweet girl, and she gave me this 45 that was yellow vinyl, and I talked to her. I told her about playing with her dad with Lord of the New Church, like in 1987, when I was in a band called Citadel.
Yeah. Look at Steve. Yeah. We know his dad.
Yeah.
We know where they live.
Okay, here's one. This is actually a new song. This is a demo. It's not that new. We've been playing it live for probably a couple of months. We haven't recorded it yet properly. I assure you we will. I wrote this song.
Astrid, yes, thank you, Bigsby. Yeah, I was thinking fucking rat front person.
I wrote this song about when I met my wife, and I come from a military household, and when I brought my peacock champion of a wife home to meet my Catholic Navy parents.
This is what happened.
Let's say one had to make an adjustment, and I demanded it. So this is kind of the story of meeting my wife and how I feel about her, and it's called "Shake It."
Awesome. Oh yeah. I love this song.
Sorry, I got so preachy today.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
You have played this live. It's awesome. Shake It, Mono Deluxe. Yeah.
Got kind of a funhouse vibe.
Of course.
Down on the street.
Yeah. That's good, dude. It's fucking ready. Fuck.
That's a demo.
It's in the set, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
my girl and I'm strong. Your mama, papa, I ain't ever gonna be alone.
Yeah.
She said she wanna shake it, and the world dropped to her feet. Ooh, I want to blind you naked.
Yeah. That's a good story.
I'll tell you.
Dirty rock. Is there any such thing as clean rock? Not here, it ain't.
Not this one.
You're gonna join all together
Europe, they want it.
You should talk to Greg Antista about the connections he's got in Europe. You know what I mean? Because he's been out there like, I don't know, like 10 times. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's badass, dude. That's good.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of that song.
That's a good song.
Jenna was asking how I met my wife.
I think that's a great story.
Yeah,
Let's hear it.
It was 1983, and there was a band that came out of England at the time called Sisters of Mercy.
Sisters of Mercy,
and
of course.
It was the very, very first time they ever played LA. They played a place called the Alexandria Ballroom, which is still there, but they don't do shows there anymore.
Sisters of Mercy. Emily.
Yeah. No. Sister Mercy, Black Planet,
right. No.
World.
Bixby
knows a little thing about. I got a feeling that my All Right Spiders guys know a little bit about them. About Sisters of Mercy. Temple of Love.
Wayne Hussey.
Yeah.
Mission UK.
Yeah, but the version of this band we saw was the original version, the first EP, which was like 1969. They did amazing. That's where they got me was from the time I was about 10 years old, I'm a Stooges guy. When I was a kid, luckily when I was a little kid, my father by mistake brought home the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. He bought it at the Naval Exchange in
Deep
in
Love,
Long Beach.
yeah.
And he brought that home, and I started to just buy everything that Bowie was in, and Bowie was an amazing name dropper. So that's how I found out about Lou Reed. That's how I found out about Roxy Music. I found out about the Stooges. And then, you listen, the Stooges are the greatest American rock and roll band that's ever existed. Fucking game over. I'm just not discussing it with you. Anyways, so I went to this show, and I ran into this force of nature at that time, and she was just different and beautiful and proud and articulate and thoughtful. And a couple nights later I ran into her again.
Damn, you didn't.
Yeah, just by chance. I showed up at a place and she was there. And a place off of Franklin over by Playboy Liquor off of Hollywood Boulevard. And I just we didn't like date for like 6 months. I used to just sit next to her and hold her hand and stuff like that. I was actually like very, very proper to her. I'm not
gentleman. Yeah, fuck yeah.
And it was new to me. But
how old were you?
We've been together since I was 18 years old. I mean, that's all I know.
Like the good ones, Robert and Edie, man. They've high school sweethearts.
That's all I know. Yeah, that's all I know. We didn't mean it. It didn't have anything to do with school.
Right. No, I'm just saying they were.
At least not that kind of school.
Right.
So yeah, and then we've just been fighting. We've been fighting the earth, standing back to back with one another. Ever since. Cool. And
that's a love story, right?
Yeah. No, I mean it's more than that. You know what I mean? And I hope everybody gets to experience.
How long have you been married?
Like that. Since January 1st, 1984.
Talk about putting somebody on the spot.
Yeah. It's really easy to remember our anniversary because January 1st, 1984.
Oh shit!
So
the Olympics. Fuck.
Forever.
That's so cool, man.
Or damn near more. I've been with her longer than the rest of the part of my life before I met her. So
that's so cool.
But yeah, she's my champion.
We wanna just invite you to Gallagher's tomorrow night. Come hang out with us. Ho's gonna get there early. We'll get there early.
Yeah.
They have food at Gallagher's.
Yeah,
hey, break some bread.
We're bringing the merch. So
hey, there you go.
Help a brother out.
Come and bring some money so you can buy yourself
things
some
are
merch.
a little tight, unfortunately. So whatever you can do to help a brother out.
if you want to share this with your friends so they can hear about the music that we played today, hey, it only helps the local buzz. It helps the local bands, the local artists, you know.
No, man, it's like, hey, how about actually allowing somebody that you know to get into the fight? You know what I mean? I want to fight the champ. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'll make no bones about it. It's like, I love the Helicopters, but if we're playing a show with the Helicopters going to get hurt that night. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, you have the ability to elevate people and their art form. And if enough of you people do it, it'll change shit. It can change shit. You can actually affect culture. And we could use some culture right now. You know, that's I think culture is seriously lacking, and the culture that we have right now doesn't have anything to do with compassion, doesn't have anything to do with artistry. It's just a lot of nastiness and a lot of judging. And you can elevate somebody with some talent to fight the champ.
I'll give my left nut to see that gig. Hey,
would I. But like I said, so would I. Just like Danko Jones, a couple of nights. I love Danko, but I'm gonna do what I can for him not to be the best band that night.
You know what's funny?
That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? Like it or not, that's how I look at it. I have ambitions. I have dreams too, and I'm gonna try to live them. You know what I mean? And if somebody gets in the way, they're going to get knocked over.
I've heard it before.
Yeah.
When we played in front of the headliner, the line was, "Why did we invite you? Now what are we supposed to do now?
Yeah.
Hey, you're supposed to give the people a show.
Hey, man.
We did, right?
And that comes with the sandwich. that comes with the sandwich. It's like, for me, it's like, bring it on. I love it. You know what I mean? If you think you can go better, then bring that shit. I love it.
You play as good as your competition.
Play to the height of your abilities and reach for the fucking stars, man. You know what I mean? This shit is important. You know, this isn't disposable, or it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? This stuff's important. You know what I mean? For me, music and art, that's all besides my family, it's all I care about. You know what I mean? It's what gives me hope. It's my sanctuary. It's my psych meds. It's my religion. It's everything to me. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know what I mean? It's kept me on the straight and narrow. So, you know, shit's important.
You're gonna take us out with Kill or what?
Oh yeah,
that would be appropriate, right?
Yeah, it might be.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean. It's like it's more than just music. It's more than just art. You know what I mean? And
for all of our friends that can't make the show in Huntington Beach, like John Scooter Lincoln, tuning in from the Midwest.
I want to say thank you to. It's amazing that there's cats in France and cats in Spain, cats in the UK recently that get it. You know, that I can identify with what we're doing, maybe more so than maybe some of the people in this country, but you know, that are open to it and dig it and can see that this is serious, and that we're trying to accomplish something here. So for you people, I thank you for watching and caring. And
TAXITV will be live at Gallagher's. Let the people know to tune in to TAXITV.
And it's important that
9 p.m.
It's important that stuff's documented.
Yeah.
Then that stuff's forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I try to gather as much, you know, it's like almost every show we've ever played, I try to have some type of document of it. I want all of it. So I thank you for giving me the opportunity to be able to go back and look at that stuff and enjoy it and critique it and try to get better.
If you want to see
all those wonderful mistakes.
If you want to see Mono Deluxe live, go into TAXITV on YouTube. We've got hundreds of hours of Mono Deluxe and other bands in this channel. Hey man, if it's your band, share it. Let people know.
I mean, and if you
it's free, goddammit.
And if you don't dig us, that's cool. But dig something.
You know,
and dig
press
it,
like and comment.
Dig it with all your heart.
You know
what I mean. It's important. It's important, especially right now. We need stuff like that. You know what I mean? It can elevate us. It can change things. It can change culture. It's important. You know what I mean? It's not just something you drive around in your car and put your arm around your old lady. You can change things. So, in that theme, I will play the introductory song from our EP called 13 Minutes. And this is kind of our mission statement, for lack of a better terminology. It is a 2-minute song called Pleasantly Kill.
I love this song.
You didn't put it in the intro part.
Table 13.
So let me tell you about the birds and the bees and the tenants of destruction. Fuck your Chevy, fuck your Levy, hey, fuck your missile cruise. You wanna get some? I wanna get it on. If you're looking for trouble now, think about time to shoot.
Listen.
Yeah, you listen.
You make me wanna kill. You make me wanna maim against my will.
You make me wanna bleed. It's time to run down in the glory. Table 13, come and get your education. Take you to a pop up and drop you at the station. Hit you like a drum ball.
Oh, I will.
All right now.
Good way to go out. I'll see you tomorrow for sure.
Table 13, come and get your education. Take you to a pop up, drop you at the station. Hit you like a drum ball.
That concludes our show. We hope you have a beautiful day.
Yeah, be well.
Adios.